Yeah, like when you're all trying to like run out of a bad fight and like one guy gets chained, you just like quickly like dispel and like keep going, like try and slow down their catch so there's not that and one after.
You just spell gyrocopter and he turns and gets, a billion flat cannon shots
Yeah.
in 1 second.
Didn't see the Grimstroke coming though.
All right, so
Grimstroke Lich.
There's Lesh. There's I still think Mirana has like a ton of value in this game.
Support Lena is also still in.
I could see something like
Yeah.
I like the Shaman the best.
I'm okay with Sky, Lesh, or like Mirana.
All right,
I like
Sky.
Sky.
Sky looks pretty hype. No dispel.
I think Sky
Makes it really hard for the Mag, too.
at all times you're playing against a team with no saves.
Yep.
With dual plus like your ulti like obliterates anybody in this game. Silence is nice against all 4 heroes. Plus like concussive shot against like melee cores always feels really nice.
Is there a mid they should pick first though, or a position 1 if the gyro's mid? Something they should get before? Because like we have a couple 4 options. I feel like so maybe we should probably figure out that other like likely position 2 hero here
Yeah.
for Quinn.
It doesn't really matter what the order is right now.
Lena maybe for CCNC. All right, they'll take the Lash. That's. I guess that could be either, right?
Yeah. Any of the 3 though are like pick 'em. I guess Mirana kind of feels bad to play against Ember.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I thought Lesh or Sky both okay options.
you can, as a mid, you can push the pace with Death Prophet if you want to try and take fast towers. You have
On
2
Chaos?
different, yeah. You have 2 different saves with Legion and Shadow Demon, and I believe it beats Ember.
I would rather just have another hard stun and just put the Lesh mid. I feel like right now.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not really going to be pressuring him.
That matchup isn't bad for Ember though, if it's an Ember mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something he can actually play. That's true. Like, why not go for a counter thing like a Lena or something?
Ooh,
You
they
said?
banned the Oracle. Interesting.
All right, well, you're going to get one more mag hero to ban. Is it going to be Jug? I feel like Oracle ban makes Jug a lot stronger.
I really think it
Still
has to
not
be
a great
someone
game, but-
up-tempo. Like, you can't go too greedy here because they're going to be pushing and fighting a lot on the Chaos side.
They banned the blood, yeah, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, we saw Bloodseeker counterpick Gyrocopter a couple times. And Lesh is like a pretty... He relies on his mobility as well, so
I
that
feel
kind of
like
makes
Jug
sense.
is a trap this game, though. Like, against Shadow Demon and Legion.
Yeah, I just don't know what else is really good. I'm still okay. Well, maybe I'm less
Like, do they
okay
have
with
a
light
monkey
game than
player or
before.
something?
But
Like,
Is there anything, like, less conventional?
ooh.
whoa,
Last pick
That-
Slar.
I guess they have the ability to put it
So is
mid,
Gyro
right?
mid or Slark mid.
Yeah.
yeah, they've been mostly doing gyro mids.
All
so we
right,
probably
we've
should have talked
got
about
we've
that,
got
but-
Team Infinite scaling here.
True.
Legion.
The strats
Slark.
are out. Better bring out the Pudge. All right,
Easy.
perfect. Then we're all good. Ooh, so they banned the Bloodseeker. The Faceless Void gets banned. It's a nice time to be a Slark player, I suppose. They tend to get banned out pretty early. What else does Slark hate playing against? He hates things like Timber, but he doesn't. There's not really many Empower heroes he hates. He's fine with Jug.
Mm.
Okay, but it still fits their lineup for sure.
I'm not feeling it for HellRaisers right now.
It's gonna
Oh,
be
they're
a
playing
mid-Slark.
Slark mid. Yeah.
I think it depended on what the last pick was. They know it has to be an Ember mid,
Yeah.
so
So it is going to be that 3-position Magnus.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Slark definitely slowed down your lineup a little bit, but it's also in a way safer.
That's one
you
thing
know, your
Chaos hasn't
first
really
game of the
had.
day, you probably haven't played any games at all today.
We're
You probably
stretching it
haven't
out
gotten
right
here
now.
warm
Look
up.
at that.
You're afforded more mistakes, I think, when you have this later game hero.
Yeah, Chaos has not really been picking much in the way of like true late game. It's very mid-game tempo lineup. So
Yeah.
I think that's where they looked a little one-dimensional yesterday and perhaps decided to switch it up here.
Are we? I mean, it sounds like we're all favoring Chaos for the most part.
I think so.
But
mean-
there's
In terms of draft, yeah, but anything is possible.
there's like nothing wrong with HellRaisers lineup except for the fact that we felt like it was very telegraphed from the first two pickups. Basically, we we called out what the second phase bans were going to be. We called out like Juggernaut was like the third best option, and we saw that like Chaos was already planning for a Juggernaut pick. It ends up being a Juggernaut pick anyway, so of course we feel like Chaos has that strategic advantage. But if you just look at HellRaiser's lineup on its own, like you have a Mag with an Ember Spirit and a Juggernaut, you have Lich Grimstroke as a combo. Great team fight there. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
The thing that worries me is that I see Nyx has to do a lot of lifting in the 20 minutes between 10 and 30 or something, and Chaos has the disruption. Like, he's like the sole guy going around doing stuff, and then you've got press the attack to save people, and you've got disruption to save people, and if you're trying to go on something like the Slark, it's hard to kill. They have pretty good rotating heroes too to TP to shrines and just instantly do something. I feel like it's going to be really hard for Nyx to try and carry this.
All right, end the analysis. We've got a game on our hands. Our opening match here, it is going to be Chaos versus HellRaisers. The crowd's into it. We're into it.
Everyone's here so early. It's
And
awesome.
the pause
There,
is
wow.
going to delay our gratification.
All right, hype time.
yeah.
Let's go! Headset issues.
You know, don't
Love to see them.
I have to say, Dota, MOBAs in general are the worst for that.
Yeah.
All right, the game is starting, or we're gonna watch people run out to their lane and hit some creeps at the start. It's just not a hype start to the game.
Yep.
You know.
I heard
If
a
it's-
fairly prominent organizer in Dota once suggest that maybe we just take away the draft
Yeah. Yeah.
entirely.
Don't have it or don't air it.
Don't air it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, do it during the break, and then you
During
come back
the
and
break,
match is
you just
happening.
come straight into the panel analyzes, not even the draft. They just talk about the pregame. You have the draft happen, then the host just segues you into the draft. The casters come in. Done.
Done.
And if you want to pay for the premium stream, then you can get the draft too, without the ads.
They think that it kills the momentum of your broadcast too much. It's
Yeah.
like this one thing in that maybe a very small subsection of people care about, really actually care about.
But those people care a lot.
Yes.
And those people are mostly gonna be on Reddit,
Woo
where
woo.
it's your most feedback is
You
gonna
go,
be,
guys.
and so it's
I love the
it's like a
draft.
weird cycle.
Of course, because you're
I know.
that's who they're catering
You,
to, right?
Exactly.
you are not the audience, though.
I
Trent. We don't
know.
need to reach you. You're
What?
already hooked.
I have reached.
You'll watch whatever we give you.
That's the
That's
thing,
true.
though, is
You know?
if you had a
Dude.
broadcast like that where they skipped the draft, would you still watch the stream?
Yeah,
course.
obviously.
Of
it
course.
would.
Okay, but at the
And-
same time, are you?
How much is you?
Yeah, but what are you showing instead?
I mean, I was
That's
just.
like I
was
don't
just-
get.
No, you compress everything, right?
Yeah.
Because so
Yeah, you make it a faster
the match
broadcast.
ends, while the commercial break is going on, the draft for the next game is
Yeah, but
starting.
the players need to, they want their break. They're not.
Sure,
gonna do
but
that.
there's still that extra bit of downtime where we're chilling here, talking, filling.
So basically, you just want to have a commercial rolling instead of showing the draft. Isn't that the end result?
No. It compresses the entire day, right?
I'm so confused. The draft still has to happen. How does that change the broadcast?
Yeah, but you can start the draft during the commercial break, right?
In theory, but I guess he does make a good point.
But
that
don't the
usually they wanna
players just
step
want a
out.
break
Yeah.
and then?
Well, that's only if you're playing back to back, right?
Well, even between games.
I mean, in between games, we still have how many I don't know broadcasts that we have so many times where we're 15 minutes. We have our 5 minutes of break, and we end up having 10 minutes of pregame before the draft even starts.
But the draft hasn't even started though. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, and I'm saying you only need 5 minutes.
So basically,
I-
put your
I'm
bitch and get
saying-
in the drafting chair. Let's go, baby.
I mean, your actual break time for a lot of tournaments is only 5 to 10 minutes,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
But so many times it ends up getting stretched out anyway.
Sometimes someone falls
know.
in the toilet. You gotta claw them out.
Anyway, I mean, my biggest point would be look at the audience. How many people are not there, sitting in their seats when the draft
Yeah.
is
Hooting
starting?
and hollering.
No, nobody.
I will say to TI.
How
that
many
is when
people are
everybody
cheering the
breaks.
DHL cart?
But
when the
sometimes
draft is going on?
sometimes there is
or
that.
bouncing their beach ball.
No, but
you know?
that last pick Pudge or Techies can be
Mhm.
so hype. Get people into it. You got to sit through all those shitty, boring moments. It's like, oh, they
Gotta
picked
get through the
Kunkka.
Marana band.
Great. Woo! Let's go, Kunkka.
And at the end of the day, that's kind of like MOBAs in general, right? You have to go through these lulls in order to experience the hype.
All right, but HellRaisers, the caster's not fully believing in them boys from the sounds of it, and neither are the Betway betters, as HellRaisers are basically like 2-1 underdogs here. That's pretty rough.
I think HellRaisers can do it because they have a lot of initiation. I think the only downside I feel like is their laning phase. If they can get out of the laning phase, I actually think HellRaisers lineup will be okay, but that's a pretty big question mark.
Ember's likely to lose his mid lane.
That mid lane's really
I
interesting.
feel like we're reading an obituary.
I mean, the jug lane should win though.
Time of death,
Yeah.
9:15 Pacific Daylight Time.
The jug lane should win. Most of the time Legion does well against Jug. You feel really good about that matchup, but the Lich offsets that entire thing because you don't have like a clear like stun or slow that you can cleanse off, right? It's this Lich armor that's always slowing you, and you don't feel good about man fighting him because he's got the physical damage reduction too.
So you said this is an interesting one, the Slark and the Ember?
Yeah, because I've seen this matchup play out like 50 times now. I saw like two people one-on-one it like 30 times in a row, and it kept like coin flipping. It wasn't even like the same person would win like both or anything like that. And then I saw at TI, Chris Luck played this matchup against somebody too.
Played it a lot.
That was the game where he
Yeah.
went insane, right?
Yeah, he ended up losing that lane though. And then I saw Gunnar played against Koikfa at a tournament, and Gunnar just maxed his passive. And
Stats building
Jeez,
up.
dude, it happens fast.
So hard.
yeah, what did the Ember get? Level 1?
You got Flame Guard.
Flame Guard.
Okay, so that's what I see. It's so 50-50. I think this is a really volatile matchup that gets determined within the first like wave or two.
Someone just gets a little bit. How does Ember get the edge of the matchup?
The way that I see the Ember win the matchup at TI and stuff like that is he just outplayed him. He had better creep aggro, denied the first range creep, and then he was level 2, and the Slark had to all in for it. And then he just punished him with Flame Guard, and then he had level 2 Flame Guard, and then it was really hard for the Slark to trade hits at that point. Because like the Slark standing in lane, like as you saw right there, where he has to pop his salve, like at some point you're gonna get into a position where you have less creeps.
Because he can't afford a level to break the Flame Guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really awkward. So you have to max your passive, but you can't trade into Flame Guard. It's more damage than you're stealing.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So it's like a really skill-based matchup in that way.
And the stacks don't last very long early.
The majority of the matchups that I saw, I think Slark ended up losing.
Of course, this is like a very good Slark game on paper, so even if he loses his lane, he can still come back and take over later.
Did Vtune, does Lich have a salve? Did nobody bring a salve to this lane?
Oh, meanwhile.
There you go.
Ember favorite, baby.
Slark diving, it looks like.
I'm
looks
telling
like
you,
it was exactly that, the level 2 Flame Guard.
yeah, this matchup is like, you think on paper because you steal stats against a melee hero, it's really free, but this is what happened to Chris Luck too when we saw it.
Uh-oh. Might be another kill here bottom. MSS on the run. Not a whole lot the Legion can do to help him.
Win the laning phase, lads.
So HellRaisers quickly out to a 2-0 lead.
This comes back to that like aggro play that you want with Lich, where there's just like someone you can pick on in the lane. And Lich is kind of free, I guess. As long as you don't get baited into a bad spin.
Nice little pounce here by Quinn. Gets a couple of stacks.
So the question now is if, they get kill bottom, but
All right, that's free.
like I love mid matchups, and I think this bottom or this mid one, your skill build matters a lot. If he decides to max the passive, which is what Gunnar did to win the lane, but you sort of ruin your game, because now you're like a 3-level passive Slark.
Oh,
like
yeah, you
level
like
5.
really max. You go past 2 levels.
Yeah.
Nice bottled haster in here for Nyx. Gonna be pretty scary. And he saved it until the 3-minute mark. No, he's gonna pop it now. Okay.
Jeez, that's a lot of stacked up creeps that early up there.
Yeah.
That camp's getting some serious
I don't know what
action.
you're talking about obituary, LD. Like I'm feeling the HellRaisers.
Now you're
drought.
feeling it.
I said
They
before.
got
I said
2
if their laning
kills.
phase goes fine, like I think they'll win this game. And their laning phase went
He's
fine.
in big trouble. Nyx is
He's
going to be able
dead.
to run him down.
Or is he?
Oh,
Let's see. Can Nyx
nice.
finish the
Oh.
job? He's got the Sleight of Fist. It wouldn't be enough damage yet.
Yo,
The
Quinn,
Flame
you
Guard is gone
crazy.
now.
Just right now.
4 minutes. Wants to get that rune, hopefully.
Well done, Quinn.
Oh, he got 2 CS with that slight.
That's pretty hype.
That's hype.
Because you usually
Did he get the
like
rune
0.
too?
Oh,
he
yeah,
did.
God,
you
these
should-
stacks.
Rune was bottom.
Jesus.
And the rune will be denied. MSS now going to try to rotate mid,
Go mid with that, MSS.
turn things
Help your friend
around,
out.
save his boy.
They had Radiant Ward on it though.
Nyx
You guys-
Nyx is playing very confidently.
Yeah.
They'll need this flame
Dude, I
guard
think-
to wear off. It's a
If-
level 3 flame guard.
Quinn's getting really low.
Might be a trade here. He's going to pounce in. Good rotation by MSS. Gets the kill.
I mean, there is a. Did that ward get placed after or something?
I think it just got placed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So they didn't know what the rune was. They just knew there was some rune that got taken.
They're doing all this stacking on HR, but
Saberlight walking it off.
Mag has really high CS.
Yeah,
They
that
did
is impressive.
Really well for that lane, considering like your support's gone half the time to stack.
Poshka getting chewed up here by the Edict with the help of the overwhelming odds will be the death of the Lich.
And they're gonna get 3 bounty runes too.
Yeah,
So
very nice.
MSS is going to get really fat this game.
yeah.
Already on a killing spree.
Chaos right back in it. 3-2 the score.
And 3 obs there for SVG. So he's on a mission now. Get some vision for his team.
There's so many stacks. Jeez.
Yeah, there's just creeps galore up here. And
And
Gyro's.
both teams are good at farming stacks.
Yeah, the good part for Chaos is that they do have a hero that can aggressively go in, invade jungle, and take away stacks,
Yeah.
which is kind of hard to find, right?
Yeah.
You don't have too many carries that can do that super early for you.
It's basically just like Razor and Gyro.
MSS doing some
Oh, he's
work
getting
here. Finds
huge.
V2, and he's going to get Maposhka likely as well.
Oh,
Tapping the
don't-
shrine.
don't
Huge
do
commitment.
that. Don't
and
do
it's
that.
going to be a huge death anyway, most likely. Jukin head into
did
the
miss the
south,
stun, but-
trying to run away, and only delaying the inevitable. A double kill for Saberlight. A BM tip flying out.
All right, this bottom lane is kind of misplaying.
Yeah,
And he gets unlucky with the rune again for Nyx. So off to a hot start, but a couple rough breaks for him there.
It's
Right out the-
amazing how much that can, shift the balance of the game. He gets
Quinn's
that
so
invis
happy,
rune.
dude. Like if he gets an invis and then this arcane, like
Now I'll make my prediction. Now that it's less bold
Okay.
and Chaos are winning, I still think HR will do this.
Okay. Let's see. They do have some good stacks here.
And he gets the D
oh
ward.
whoa, wow. Was that the
Double?
one century double obs?
My man.
He's rich.
My goodness.
What a
All
guy.
right, I'm
All
jumping ship too. Let's
Whose
go
guy is
HR.
this?
No, I'm on the chaos boat. I think still.
Saberlight, I think he's gonna get his phase boots before the Jug has his, right?
You are correct.
That's a massive win. When you get the boots advantage on one side or the other, like you just start pushing.
I like this. They pull, and then MS is like, okay, we have a catapult. Get some edict damage on there.
The big rotation
Alright.
coming in, though, with Slayer. You want to set something up.
Frost armor plus Inkswell plus spin. Okay, they did not.
They're just
It's a good-
softening him up.
Good time to rotate with that double D ward, so it's very hard to know where the Grimstroke is.
He's probably stacking
Yeah,
again, is
exactly.
what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And, in fact, they're heading for those stacks.
Quinn's
Quinn
on a
with-
mission
Oh,
here.
yeah,
Level
they got
3
Slark,
Dark
too.
Pact.
He's investigating.
I forgot they had Gyrocopter and Slug.
Yeah, and that's really good
Even
that he didn't.
Legion, like all of them are pretty good at clearing stacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do finish that kill down ball, but it's a good thing that he didn't, like, as you said, like, keep maxing out onto, like, he might have had to if those runes had spawned for the Ember or something.
Nice stack for Quinn.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, DM, he comes in a bit too late. 8
He'll
minute rune
discover
spawning. It's a haste, and it's
the
top
ruse.
again for Chaos.
Top again.
Stack.
They did have someone bottom anyway, so they would have gotten the rune regardless. Yeah, Chaos are definitely prioritizing these runes.
You're just taking away the playmaking of your Ember share, which I think is really nice.
Oh, SVG wants that XP. Trying to get in there. He's like, oh yeah, give me some of that.
Activate. Oh.
you
Not
get
very
any?
successful. I don't think so.
Yeah, luckily he wasn't quite close enough.
Maybe a shard golem. Quick TP, and Slayer is out of there.
That was a way delayed stun.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, we went level 2 Frost Nova.
Oh,
He's
the
gonna use
cheese,
the
the
maxed
edict
out.
cheese, frost armor to
Oh yeah, 2-1-1.
try and
Aren't you
punish.
supposed to max out your frost armor with the jug lane, and then you're also trying to
Yeah.
Koshka.
All right, he can do whatever he wants if he hits that deny.
Everything going according to Blitz's plans.
Boy's a beast. What were you saying? Sorry.
I said everything's going according.
No,
to
no. Before that.
You're supposed to max out frost armor.
Oh. Yeah.
You're leveled with the jug, and then the combo, like Grimstroke, is supposed to be able to clear waves for you, and then Lich is able to defend towers, just to draw more time for you to farm stacks.
Hard
and stuff.
agree.
He's looking for that max soulbind damage, frost blast, and
I
chain
guess
frost.
so.
This is the new meta. You're just not ready for it.
Mm.
MSS always focusing on these objectives. Wants to come mid and threaten that tower too. Gonna go back for the bounty runes. 10 minutes. Looks like a probable 2 for 2. Gonna find the Shadow Demon of SVG. Grimstroke coming in. Got the follow-up with Nyx. He's relatively low. Do we see any rotations? Doesn't look like.
And Chaos is setting up to hit mid, though.
Yeah, they've
'Cause
abandoned top.
Yeah, once you get that tower lead, right, where you're able to take the safe lane tower faster than the enemy, you
Then
know
you
they're
take the
going to try and
stacks.
mirror, but then you just like rush towards mid, and while they're out of position trying to like mirror and take your safe lane tower.
That
you
kind
get
of
a bunch
reminds me like
damage.
how Saberlight was talking about how like Quinn and SVG are like just so smart at Dota. Like this looks like one of those classic moves where HR just got completely outmaneuvered.
Well, now the stacks will be threatened. Aggressive wards coming down.
The real struggle for Chaos is how much can they control this triangle. They've already come in, taken one stack. We'll see whether or not that vision lasts.
Well, they'd love to just take the tier 1 top.
They have
Yeah.
Slark, which really helps
You
though.
can see they're setting up for it with these wards. Smoke as well.
If they take this top tier 1 tower, then Slark can just always go through there and check for
Oh,
wards.
they're going to find DM too. Nice. Hero to start the party on. Gets disrupted after the skewer back. And
Oh,
they
time
finish
for
him off, though. They
double
get the
scaling.
duel.
Duel and
Double
the
Slark.
value. Oh. All we need is Pudge.
Infinity starts now.
Chaos can't lose late game. If it gets to the 120-minute mark.
It's impossible.
And they get the tower off of this. So the map starts to feel very claustrophobic for HR. It's all up to that Ember to make some plays.
Are there 5 infinite scaling heroes in Dota? There's Slark, Pudge,
Silencer.
Underlord.
Silencer. Oh, I guess Underlord. Underlord and Legion. There's 5.
Would that be a good team?
It's gonna be the.
So is that our new?
Is that a...
That's our new meme.
We had something stupid. Oh, it was team. Was it Tomorrow Never Dies?
Yeah, everybody Wraith King, Undying.
Wraith King Undying, Warlock.
that was a level 1 shockwave.
Does he have Quinn?
Nyx is
He's
chasing
got
out
bounce.
Quinn. Slight coming through. Didn't have the chains. And now he wants the DD rune, but look who's there to deny him.
no.
It's
Oh,
SVG again, and he may end up dying for this. Tries to chain run away. Quinn keeps on smashing, and he should get this kill. The
Chain
chain
Frost? There you
frost.
go.
All right, some sweet revenge for the Lich.
How's Roche not react to that at all?
Yeah, I don't
And-
know. He just brushed it off. It's like, no, I'm good. Oh, it's because the ancients changed, right? They don't. It doesn't do anything to ancients anymore.
Oh yeah, since the.
Because people
the
used to
traps.
just trap. Dude, that was so
The
fun to
Lich
do.
eggs.
Yeah.
Nice pick off here by V-Tune, getting the Saberlight kill.
It was still pretty funny though. It's like he just got hit. He's like, what?
Excuse you?
Quinn's skill was worth way more, so that was still pretty good for HellRaisers. Even if the Ember doesn't get the experience.
Ember's still farmed.
Yeah. Still have the top 2 net worth.
Jug just shot
On
up quite a
HR.
bit too.
Yeah, he got the kill in the Legion. He got the tower.
Yeah.
Nice stuff. So
Is that a Manta Diffusal build on Ember? Am I crazy? Well,
Oh, that was
No,
Jug.
that was
sorry,
Jug.
Jug.
Yeah. That would be
Need
pretty
some
crazy.
caffeine. Where's
Yeah.
my monster?
Diffu's really nice on Jug versus like Slark and all these cores that'll try to trade hits one-on-one with him. And it,
some form of
yeah.
punishment. you
Although
know.
it's kind of annoying to play against an SD. When you buy Diffu.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it really that hard to say diffusal?
Sorry.
That extra.
It's how I type
syllable?
it.
Yeah. Diffu.
Me and Grant were having this argument like, what do you rather say, Diffu or like Diff? when you type it.
Diff. Just D.
Definitely diffu, because diff
Yeah.
could be difference or something.
Or difficult.
Difficult.
Man, this game.
You're being real
so
diff right now,
diff.
LD.
Yeah, you're being real diff.
Yo, pass me a monster.
That sounds like, what color do
So
you
this
want?
tier
The
1 top,
Coffee one.
I
Some
believe that's not the
Java.
official flavor. Please
correct.
read it off. For the
Salted
viewers.
caramel Java
Salted
monster.
caramel Java. Thank you very much, William.
Deny on top tower?
But
So
the
they've
tower
denied
down,
2 towers now. That is
Wow.
actually the reason they're ahead in net worth right now.
You are correct.
Yeah. How much do Chaos need to, you know, keep the pressure up? Like they've taken these towers, they don't have the aggro wards anymore. They're not really stopping the farm.
Well, the advantage of last picking the Slark was that they didn't really need to go all in.
You're okay just
like-
going late game, even if
Yeah.
it's pretty even.
Like, ideally, you take these early tier 1 towers and then you just control the map as much as possible. Like, you take away their jungle. You probably can't control the triangle, but you just slow them down a bit.
They're gonna purge V-Tune. Look to isolate
There's
this
the Chain
Juggernaut
Frost,
in the
there it
river.
is.
The Chain Frost
Oh,
surprise comes
you're
in
done so
with the
badly.
RP. HellRaisers raising all kinds of hell on Chaos. They lose.
Oh,
too.
V2's 10, though. They still might be able to turn this one, but the
Remnants.
Ember Spirit coming in with a big remnants.
And Nick's doing some good work here. Quinn's alive, though, through it all. Finally will end up going down. So it's a 3-for-3 bloodbath. The lone carry survivors, the gyro.
Man,
and
the
Ember.
river running red right there. That combo. Grim Lich, you know, some games it feels like it never happens.
That Miposhka
Other
Chain
games you get it
Frost
on the
was
first
huge.
time. Yeah.
Like if he hesitates like a second or two more, they delta split, you know. Instead, that sets up the RP from DM.
Really big from Quinn to be able to get off his ultimate
Yes.
right before that
Yes.
happens.
Yeah, so they actually stop bouncing.
He survives long enough that, you know, the fight continues. He dies in the end, but
Oh,
gave them
boy.
the confidence to fight.
The infinite scaling continues.
Second duel damage?
Just waited along too long.
And he is going to go the pipe build. He knows that, like, he doesn't really need to... their lineup isn't crucial on, like, him jumping in and, like, them getting a fast kill. They
Yeah.
just focus on overall team fight.
They have a good catch ready with Ember.
Yeah.
They need BKBs, though. They need a BKB on this Ember real big.
Yeah, he's just going for it right after this Maelstrom, which is now done by the looks of it.
The issue with their lineup is like they need this Jug to commit, or not this Jug, this Ember. That BKB, it's really hard. Like you saw right there in the fight where he had to commit all his remnants to try to burst. There's good chances that he dies there too.
And that was a particularly good fight, which you can't count on.
Yeah,
You know, They got a
exactly.
3-hero RP with
Yeah.
a Chain Frost. Pretty
double
much all
chain.
the bounces hit.
What's Grimstroke's build? Did he max out? Yeah. He maxed out Inkswell first. He's got like
got
such
an
good
Ember, got a
combos
Jug,
with it.
yeah.
Like even Mag is not bad at all.
Do you think the Magpipe is also the way to go? Much like the Legion?
It's really nice when you know that like one of your cores might not want to get BKB themselves. It's good for your supports too.
It's true.
It's like, does this Jug really want to be forced to buy a BKB ever? Probably not, so build pipe, help him out a little bit.
Feels like that's probably the only 3-man RP he's going to get for a long time, though.
Yeah, I mean, they walked into it.
Yeah.
It's a little worrisome, actually, that like they got everything off and their fight still kind of just went like, it was okay.
Yeah. But some aggression here out of HellRaisers. Kind of crossing the boundaries of territory right now.
A bold foray into dire territory. It will be met with some resistance as Saberlight marches in.
They should know there's a ward in that jungle now, too.
Just from how aggressively they're
Yeah,
positioned.
there's no way the Jug just like decides he's going to walk up
Yeah.
and
And
farm
right
that.
on cue.
He doesn't even wait
Heck,
for a Slark.
how's it
Yeah.
go?
He's like,
There's like, you'd have to be so bad at Dota. That's a play where like
Yeah.
you can make because it's funny. I'm like against a bad player, you might not make that. You might just, oh, well, he's up here.
Yeah.
But against good players, it's like, why would they ever walk up that high ground?
So basically, you're saying 99% of Dota players are really bad at Dota.
I mean, I would
Is
just walk up that
the
high
people
ground.
who butter your bread, you know, keep a roof over your head. You're calling them bad.
At like maybe like Austin's bracket, No, it's better than mine. He's like,
Isn't Austin higher ranked than you?
Yeah, if he saw that, I'm sure he'd get tilted his health. Would you not? Like, if your carry just walks up hills and farms without any vision, like, what is that?
At my bracket, that's called being ballsy.
That's
That's cool.
That's ambition.
Just spam your sebs.
It'd be really big if they got the jug, but unfortunately they see Grimstroke only.
They get the duel.
That's the power of infinite scaling. Even the bad kills
Are the good kills.
I feel all right. That's good.
Down is up.
How much damage is
and
it?
they're gonna get a
Courier.
courier kill.
Oh, yikes.
Chaos salting the wounds.
They're gonna
and
get
now
another kill
looking
too.
for
More
the
infinite scaling.
Maposhka pick off. Oh, dearie me.
One end of the map to the other.
HellRaisers just getting run over.
Jeez, is there another hero?
B2. Oh, this is going to be the turnaround here. SVG caught out. He'll be punished. But reinforcements are arriving. There is no duel for this fight. Call down coming through. Won't connect at all.
They gotta be careful.
Big RP?
They're fighting around the shrine, too. There are no buybacks, but Grimstroke is respawning momentarily. Omni Slash into the BKB Jawar with the chains on top. Doesn't finish anybody. He's still running forward. Wants to take this fight, but they're going to keep Nyx on the back foot. RP in the rear of it gets the two
They don't have
squishier
damage, though.
heroes, but
No.
they don't have any carries in this. They're very spread out. They got the gyro kill, though. Nicely done by HellRaisers. Now the dual turnaround
wow.
special. Come
Manly.
and fight me, man. And he gets the kill. This Legion, I think, 4 dual wins now.
Dude, that was pretty sick.
The
By
chase on the
Saberlight.
Slayer. No more heroes for you. Saberlight on the hunt. He's going to get another kill, it looks like. They try to slow him down. They're going to pull him in with the Lich. Just stall this out as long as possible. This manly Legion.
That was so well done by Saberlight.
Yeah, that was hype. Camps the Roche Pit. Man, how do these supports not have buyback? Did they use it and I missed it or something? Or they just literally were so poor they didn't have 20-minute buybacks? That is rough. That's one of those things I think that should be improved from, like, in general, like position 5 and 4 players. There's, like, no way you shouldn't have buyback at 20 minutes. Just, like, check your goal counter. You know what I mean?
They
Yeah,
had
'cause
a chain frost there.
Yeah,
Probably
like, he
would've
could have just
changed the
TV'd right into
game.
that shrine.
It
Like,
only costs you like 300.
yeah, it's like nothing. It's like 200 gold, 300 gold. Just look at your reliable gold and keep track of it.
They also got really split in that fight, all-inning for the gyro. But
Yeah.
if you're going to do that, you have to get back together, too, as a group.
Yeah, and Ember getting caught by Saberlight. It was fine that they chased the gyrocopter, but then the Ember dying.
Yeah,
just,
you have
like,
to get out together
changes
then.
everything.
If your Ember doesn't die there, I'd say that's, like, overall a fine fight.
Yeah.
Instead, it's Chaos pulling away.
It's still, like, this game is still okay. A lot of the net worth disparity just comes in the form of,
Well, it's a tower advantage still.
like, the supports on their
2 to
offlane are,
3.
like, so weak.
Yeah.
The offlaner is just, this is what core mag looks like. You follow around your Ember or your Jug, you empower them. You don't really have enough mana for yourself to empower very often. You get to farm neutral camps once in a while.
HellRaisers also have that that like you can never give up on this lineup because you do have mag with empower heroes.
Yeah.
And you've got a sick, really good team fighting support duo.
Hard to go high ground against them.
I actually
with
thought
the slight
after-
spam, the shockwaves.
I thought once SD died, the fight was going to go a lot better for HellRaisers.
Mm.
I'm not just saying that because I picked their lineup, but like, I feel like once SD's dead, Jug's game becomes like 150 times easier.
Yeah.
Once you know that there's no save,
Yeah.
and you know that there's no ulti on you, like you feel very comfortable spinning or ulting at that point. And these early Legion duels, like the damage does matter because eventually you're going to catch Jug and he's going to be spinning and slowed down by the Purge.
he
And
wants
so you
some
want that
more.
There we
damage.
go. Big smoke initiation. They get that quick duel with the blade mail. Call down coming through. RP to try and counter this interrupted.
They've got
Keep
the
the
save.
push go live. He gets up the chain frost. It's a bouncing nicely. Is the follow-up damage there? Omni Slash crashing in the gyrocopter low. But stays alive and turns this fight back around. They're going to force V-Tune on his heels, and Quinn still healthy throughout it. Just
I missed this.
stacking
Oh,
up
he
essence
lived?
shift.
Wow.
So it ends up being a 3 for 2.
Jeez, the bracer value on the Leshrac. Just all his spells flying through there.
Really big difference in the Omni Slashes from last fight, where it actually stuck on the gyrocopter almost the entire time, and then this one where it bounces over to hit Saberlight. Like at that point, Yawar's able to play like just so aggressively instead of having to run away from the Juggernaut when he comes back down from the Omni Slash. It changes the fight a lot.
I gotta say, DM's RPs have been about as good as you can expect for a mag with
For
no
sure.
mobility item. Like, if he doesn't get an RP, they don't get Chain Frost off there. That fight's a total wash. And even then, like, they're still barely hanging on.
They've done a good job of splitting the Chain Frost. Like, even though people like Saberlight are dying, he's drawing out like the Chain Frost far enough away that it's going to end.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Chain Frost and Omni Slash like killed Saberlight, right? It was 2 ultimates that did everything on him, and Gyro went untouched. So
it's a product of Chaos being better at pushing out the lanes right now. They essentially have 5 heroes that can easily push out lanes, so they're always able to make the play.
How often do you say that versus a mag lineup?
I mean, they have
Pretty crazy.
They have an SD with like, he can just poison, he can disrupt like anything on the map, and he'll effectively push out lanes. So that's why like you see these positions where HellRaisers are always gone on. Because if HellRaisers finds the jump, like their lineup's really strong, but they're never able to find the jump. They push out mid and then they smoke.
Did that dire ward?
And their wards
or
get
were they all in the
dewarded 'cause
trees?
it's a Slark lineup.
Yeah. They're gonna make their move towards the Legion Commander. Seems like Saberlight knows.
Be a nice pickoff, but I don't know how likely this kill is.
They have to try something though. I think they can kind of feel that, you know, they have some abilities here.
They are getting behind.
Yeah,
for sure.
And they just want to go for like a bounty pick.
All right, TPs are coming in.
They're
HR
ping.
on the
They
low
know.
ground. It's compromised now. Saberlight does get caught out though at the start of
nice
this fight.
Soulbind.
Nicely done with the Chain Frost and the RP follow-up. They should be able to get 2 here. No, they're actually going to back away. Slark got off his ultimate, it looks like, and he's going to run away. Turns back around, starting to stack up the essence shifts on the mag, and on the front side of the fight, the Gyrocopter BKB deployed. Does force them on their heels. HR, though, they've only lost that Magnus so far. Can Chaos clean up? Chasing after V-Tune. They are going to buy back, but the Ember slight damage, it is substantial. Remnant forward. They want to re-engage. SVG out too far. He'll be punished.
Did you guys see that, by the way?
Yeah,
the
that
fight
was-
could have gone a lot better, but he Lotus Orbed the Chain
Yeah.
Frost.
Yeah, that was nice.
I think that's my favorite item that just kind of gets forgotten against Grimstroke. It's so good against it because
Oh, he just bought that? Oh, no, sorry. That was the
DM.
Grim. Never mind.
He got the bounty before he died. So there is that.
Worth. Sorry, what were you saying, Austin?
I mean, it just telegraphs, right?
Yeah.
Really easily. Like, you know they're going to dump a bunch of spells into that, and Lotus Orb is... They're also very likely to group up.
And there's a very good chance he Omni Slashes there, too.
Yeah.
To try to wipe one.
Mhm.
So it's like,
That would have been such a crazy
yeah,
save.
you're insulating yourself from like 4 different abilities on the side of HellRaisers.
Well, that gold lead is basically wiped out now. Was a 4K lead, now down to around 1. Big items coming soon. I have Scotty basically done on the Juggernaut. We've got, what do we have on our Ember? So, Lincoln's coming soon. Great versus the duel.
When you lose one of those fights, I feel like your instant reaction is to start thinking about Roche. Just be like, okay, you know, that fight didn't go so well. Like, can we pressure out? You know, maybe they're low on smokes.
The Lincolns will really help with the map control problem that they have right now, right? Because Ember doesn't feel super confident at like really aggressively pushing out waves because of the duel. But once he has that, then life is a lot easier because very few Legions build some active to break it.
And if you look at the cache that Chaos has, it's not that amazing. Really, it comes down to this Legion, who's not building a second active item anyways. So like, as soon as he gets it, you're gonna have this, because like, you don't really love the idea of Manta pushing with Jug even, because you know the SE will just like do it right back to you.
Yeah.
But it's really your only way to push out lanes. But like once you get Lincolns, it's just like you said, a really good item choice.
Completed S and Y on Slark.
It's really nice against the status throws of like the chains and the one more here, mag. And like you can go like Satanic and then you're never gonna get
Pretty mid game build though, right? Like,
yeah. I kind of feel like you need to go Satanic or like Butterfly after you get this item, but
okay, so they're gonna try to work their way into the pit, but Jug Illusions are gonna scout this out if they continue.
Is Soulbind affected by status resistance?
Should be.
if you get hit by one, does the other stay? Let's check, Austin.
Yeah.
I can check too.
Well, while you're doing that, UR grabs a DD. We're going to see a smoke from Chaos.
If I think it only works if you're the initial target, though. Like,
Yeah. that
if
would
you're the one
probably
who's
make
bound,
sense.
then it doesn't, right? Because
And-
it's like a primary buff that then latches to people near you.
Straight into the pit. HR are close enough to fight this, but only if they go right about now. Are they confident enough to make that maneuver? They're just farming newts for the time being.
The newts. That's so
They're
hard to say
newts.
neutrals.
Dude,
At least newt sounds good
All right.
versus diff.
damn, you actually just got stomped on
No,
me.
newts has a solid consonant finish, not diff.
I didn't know about
I don't know, LD.
I didn't know about the LC one. If
And
he
I said it
dies,
with
he loses both
authority.
duels.
What? Yeah.
If he loses during the first duel, he loses both.
Yeah.
And if LC has Ags, both targets are immune to outside damage, and LC is immune to all.
Yeah.
Soulbind's got some weird interactions. Yo, Quinn.
Whoa, quick initiation here. Nice jump in from the Slark. But the team is behind him.
Gotta be careful.
We're down to about
is
half
down.
HP.
Nice Lotus Orb.
Yeah, you don't really just want to like waste the Aegis.
So either way, the status resistance is nice, but his biggest concern, because he's not going BKB, is going to be that Grimstroke silence. Like, that's what HellRaisers really need to play for.
Yeah, that's an ability.
Phantom's Embrace.
The KS are going to use this as a chance to clear out that tier 2 bot, it looks like. MSS popping the Edict. Tower will go down.
You know, sometimes these heroes, like with this Aegis, die like this, and we get really mad, like right now. But
Quinn?
if Quinn lives, like he's making so much space for his team to just take that tower for free.
I looked up all the interactions.
Yeah, I don't see
saw
it
nothing.
anywhere. I don't see it anywhere.
Nothing
so
about status
somebody,
resistance.
if somebody knows, tweet at me.
I
Or,
mean,
if,
if you
or
get-
if you're in the audience, raise
Do you
your
guys
hand.
know if you have status res against Soulbind, is it the first target gets it less, or does nothing happen? Yeah, we tried looking it up.
A lot of shrugged shoulders.
I'm
and-
pretty sure it's all about the first target. It's like,
It would make the most sense. I
yeah,
guess,
but
if
yeah.
it was that way. But
And everything in
can't
Dota
confirm.
always makes sense.
Somebody made a list on Reddit of like 100 different interactions, and I looked through them. This is
Yeah.
the only one they didn't put up. So
We'll lead the way with Quinn here. He does get chained up, silenced up as well. The Purge comes through very quickly, cleansing him up, and he leaps forward onto B2. And Chain Frost bouncing early in this fight. The duel is there. The Skewer back to try and interrupt it. Nice little play by DM. Follows it up with the RP. They get the Legion kill.
they're getting a lot of
That
damage.
duel
Disruption
interrupted.
save,
That's
though.
2 heroes down, and now the chase forward. Looking for SVG. Remnant all over your face. They get him with the slight. Chaos in shambles.
Gang,
SVG gave up his life to save Quinn there. Even though he had an Aegis, he was able to save him with the disruption.
Damn, that mag was just like Yule's up above the fight, just like waiting to come down.
I will
Big
say
RP.
The Skewer duel interruption was a cool little
Yeah.
play there.
that is like the one bad fight so far that Chaos have taken, and it comes on the back of like Saberlight. I feel like you can't really go in that position. Like he saw the ability to go on the jug, but the rest of his team was backpedaling, and that was really well done by Nyx, who just kind of like plants his hero face first. He's like, screw it, I'm gonna try to create some space in this fight.
Do Chaos have like any physical damage mitigation? Like, I don't think we've seen anything.
Don't they have like Vlad's?
Just Vlad's.
Just
okay.
Yeah, they have
yeah.
Vlad's. Who's our observer this game?
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Instantly knew what you wanted to see, LD.
Yeah.
I feel like they need more though.
What, like an AC?
Crimson maybe.
Crimson would be nice. It's so
Solar.
late to build though.
Yeah.
Observer pops. Oh.
Good catch here by Quinn. Nick's gonna Remnant once. Better not get bashed. Quinn's in pretty far. His backup inbound. He
Trying to
keeps
use
on
that
chasing.
Aegis.
The team is about to arrive. Saberlight blinking forward.
Oh man, that
Nice to
glimmer.
get off the duel thanks to the Glimmer. He finds a secondary target though. Turning onto the Grimstroke will finish him off, but the Ember turnaround gets SVG, quickly eliminating the Shadow Demon at the start of this fight. Looks like they want to retreat. It's a staggered effort as V2 has the spin in just a second. Gonna spin, dodge that missile. The rest of the team back. Ember slight, still juking.
They have Ember.
But Nyx is done.
Much better start to the fight by Saberlight this time.
Yes.
They
All
still
his
have Aegis.
duels are like, I mean, so far in this game, aside from that one, were pretty game winning.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was really patient with it too. And like he saw the spinning jug, he knew this is a bait again. Like I have to wait.
Yeah.
Be patient.
There is a buyback on the Ember. No RP at the moment. No buyback on Lich for the Chain Frost. So they are quite short-handed. Chaos close to full strength. Looking for the first melee racks of this opening set here. Mag skewering
Nice
forward, but
Yules.
he's going to be
Nice
interrupted
Yules.
by the Yule Scepter. He can't
Oh, he
get
gets
off
stunned
that
again?
RP. He's stunned forever. By the time he does, it's too late. Ember still has buyback, still not using it. Instead, he's going to get run down. They will lose their Aegis.
Yeah,
Free
that thing
fountain
was getting
trip.
pretty close to the end.
Melee racks fallen, range racks down as well, and Cass just looking for the quick KO here, straight to the bottom lane. At this
Yeah.
point, it just might be 2 full lanes. Don't see any defense.
A whole minute of no jug is very difficult.
Oh man, this
And
feels
no
bad.
RP. No
MSS
mag.
is a good button pusher. Both
Yes.
his Yules and his Lotus Orb have been really
That's
game-winning.
3 fights in a row, he's got the bag.
Yeah. Double chain.
Remnant coming through. Nyx into the fight with
Nice
the BKB, but
split.
you don't want to be running with your BKB. That's what he has to do versus Quinn. That jumps back. That will be the third lane, it looks.
So it doesn't cast his second spell
Yeah.
on Slark because he's untargetable.
And he was it with the disruption too? Was that also have something to do with it, or was it because of the Slark?
I think it's because of the Slark and he's untargetable.
Yeah, that would make
So
sense.
it probably works the same way with Dark Willow.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting.
We're learning.
Yeah.
That fight though, like once they hit the RP, I feel like once your mag commits, I think you have to buy back on Ember there. You just have to hope that you can pump in enough damage
Just
into
find
the RP.
something.
Yeah, it's like buying back at that point when you have 20 seconds left and you realize you're getting megaed. You're not holding the base by yourself 1v3 anyways. You might as well do it when you have some teammates up, and
Yeah. But again, in the end, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway.
I don't think so, but
No.
it's just,
Gives you your best
Optimization.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, Saberlight's a beast though.
So HR will fight on versus the Megas.
I feel like Saberlight and MSS have just like really outperformed this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing very well.
It's Saberlight looks like a better player on this team
Yes.
than his previous one. Like he obviously had like his Monster Axe performances and stuff, and people like to hype that up. But I think overall he just looks like a better, more well-rounded player on this Chaos squad. Goes to show like that age, you know, like he's just growing and improving as a player, and it looks like he's doing it very quickly too.
Speaking of Saberlight, Caster Curse perhaps, as they will catch him out here. Quickly try to eviscerate him. Almost gets Slayer with the Blade Mail.
These kills though, like it's so hard to parlay them into anything when you get mega.
Yeah.
I will say like their lineup's nice to play against megas because they have so much like cleave and area, but
But you're playing against Megas.
Yeah.
And it's only 36 minutes.
it's not easy.
So if Chaos really want to slow roll this, they can wait for the next Roche.
The funniest part about this is like the Jug, despite like
Get those
500
shrines.
buildings being taken, is still the highest net worth in the game.
Yeah.
It's just
That is impressive.
it's just not a very good Jug game, I guess.
And it was a last pick Jug with a first pick Mag, so you basically have Chaos thinking about Jug from the first pick of the draft.
Man, imagine if this was like a Void.
They could have picked him, but it would have had to be first phase, right?
Yeah.
And then you've voided to open your game. So a very one-dimensional start. But it is a void mag.
It's a really slow lineup too, is the problem.
Well, things looking good in Chaos Land. It's not over until the throne explodes, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's still Soulbind. There's still Chain Frost, right? It can,
There
in
is still
fact, happen.
the prospect of fountain dives and feeds.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in
Wait,
Dota.
did you guys figure out which interaction it was?
We're still talking
If I
about this.
if I could crowdsource another potential Soulbind thing,
This is great.
I tried this out in demo pretty early on, so it works this way in demo. I know Lotus Orb actually blocks one of the spells. Like if you Lotus Orb, I think it's like if you Lotus Orb and the person casts a spell on that person, it doesn't hit the second person or something like that. It literally blocks the spell. I just thought it was a demo bug.
Well, that's what it looked like with the Chain Frost, was that they only got one Chain Frost. Well, it might have been the Slark, too.
Yeah, I think it was the Slark.
Yeah.
He Shadow Danced at that point too.
Yeah.
I'm like pretty sure it's because he's untargetable.
I know Visage Soul Assumption doesn't work with Soulbind for some reason. That's my Soulbind knowledge.
There's a lot that don't work with.
Omni
You know, you
Slash.
also can't reflect Soulbind back, even though it's a
like if
single
you have
target
Lotus
ability.
Orb?
You can't
Yeah.
Lotus Orb it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That would be insane.
Yeah,
oh, man.
yeah.
Grimstroke would get wrecked by Lotus.
That hero would be.
so yeah. If somebody could test that not in demo mode, because I also tried that like a long time ago.
you know, Ice Frog, while you're looking
When he
at
first came
Soulbind,
back.
can you please make it so the Bruling spells work with Soulbind?
Oh,
That
they
annoys me. They don't work. None of them.
Okay,
Even
that's
though they're all
kinda bad.
single target. So you can't get like the double boulder and stuff. Then we could have like a Brewmaster Grimstroke dual lane. You know, start things off, the clap.
Dude, I'm looking at
Slap.
this list and it doesn't even have the Sark thing that you were telling me about.
yeah, the interactions. Somebody needs to make a better interactions list.
I didn't know
Well-
that the E-Blade only hit the second after the first one lands.
There's a lot of them are
is it
like
really?
that.
Yeah.
Any of the projectile ones.
It's the second. The first one has to hit first.
Yeah, it's like how Chain Frost works.
Oh,
like you have to
okay.
wait till the first one hits before the second one shoots out.
Is
So
that
I like
why?
Sven's kind of scary for that same reason because you're already kind of grouped up, and then
Yeah.
it's like a longer chain stun.
There was a second after the first hits. That may be why we didn't see the Slark one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
by the time it actually hits the other person, he's already shadow danced.
So that's just gone.
Poof. It
Oh,
just
they
goes
have
to the
scouted
ether.
an Ember running very far down this bottom lane. Can they punish him? Being stalked by the Legion commander. Saberlight ready with the duel.
MSS has the Yule.
Coming
to be
in hot,
simultaneous.
breaks the link, is perfectly
Nice.
done. The follow-up damage with the right clicks, it is there.
SPG's like,
And
I'm
there's no
coming.
buyback.
I'm coming for the XP, boys.
Very safe, clean maneuver. They're trying to push in mid in the meanwhile. HR are going to let Chaos regroup as 5, and this looks to be the end. You are standing in front. Gets healed up, gets the Lotus applied as well. HR just going to back off for now.
Oh no, they wasted the Soulbind now.
Soulbind committed. There is no hope. They'll chase in onto the Grimstroke with the call down coming through Omi Missile as well. A little back way to the tier 4s, but that's right, to the tier 4s. They will go. Quinn pouncing forward, quick buyback. We'll clean up some of these buffer buildings.
Without their Ember Spirit, they just don't have like any poke to make any of these heroes a little bit weaker.
Yeah, there's no fear.
So, and without the Soulbind, they don't have the way to actually win the team fight.
And there's 4 buybacks available on the Dire side. So they've got insurance policies on their insurance policies at this stage. Here comes the smoke. One last hurrah for HellRaisers, desperately trying to turn this game 1 around. It looks real dire for them as Yawar continues to work. 1 tier 4 down, 1 to go.
Jug's like in a bullet hell game right now. He's just running around. There's just creeps. Has to kill these, and there's like little
Matrix.
big boss creeps that are there. He's
Yeah. Does hit quite hard though. Quinn, gotta respect that. He'll back off. Another zoning call down brings them extremely low. The flak shots just about finishing off 2. RP at long last, but not particularly effective with the disruption. Dual turnaround combination. They'll find multiple kills. Chaos cleaning up here down the stretch. They will be taking game 1 by all accounts and be 1 game away from a grand finals rematch versus IG. There's the GGs. HellRaisers just couldn't pull it out.
well. You know, I hear there's a curse around these parts, LD.
William, would you like to
is that
change
true?
your prediction?
Nah, you gotta stick with it.
Okay.
I still think HellRaisers
Stand
will win
strong.
game 1.
It's never over even after it's over. It felt like an uphill battle even early in the draft with the, like the mag pick and then the Shadow Demon grab. Just that was such a nice second pick to counter all of these melee carries.
The kill mid was pretty big. Nick should have. I think Nick could have snowballed that game, but when he got invis ganked by MSS,
I think you really need to, right? Because you just have one core that's just not going to do anything for you. And
Yeah.
the Magnus, like, he's not really a traditional playmaker in that regard.
And they needed that advantage, right, coming out of the laning stage
Did they
to
ever,
buy them enough time.
Did they ever make an aggressive move? They like made 2 smokes to runes, but it felt like it was just like whenever Chaos wanted to push, that's when the fight started.
it's really hard because their lanes were pushed in at all times, and then they took away like all vision on the map. So
Yeah,
it was,
Slark.
yeah.
The Lesh pick also really paid off because they were able to convert every early kill or even like TP home to heal into a tower.
Yeah, MSS played sick good that game. Like
Yeah.
the Lotus Orb, his itemization, the
Yeah.
way that he uses Lotus Orb in that game, like he had multiple Yule's dodges on the RP, or he straight up just Yules the mag coming in, which allowed them to reset. Like played really well.
It was a lot of pressure on a 3-position mag who's really like more of a 4.
Dude, I thought DM played great.
Yeah.
Despite all
You
that,
can't
like,
expect that much out of him with the way that lineup's constructed, and he's still, like, he kept them in the fights. A couple of those early RPs.
I honestly think that the Chaos drafting there was just, like, really smart. Like, we already kind of covered, like, they've telegraphed, they're going to be doing some, like, cleave combo, the way they banned and drafted to kind of deal with what they knew was going to be happening. They knew it was going to be single core. They banned away, like, 2 of the best heroes and left out that Jug. Just kind of, like, said, yeah, okay, we know you're going to take that Jug eventually. We're, like, they picked very well against that. And then the final, like, thing that we just didn't know was, I think, that Slark pick was so much better in part because of the the Shadow Dance interaction.
Yeah, the
with
reliance
the
of the
Soulbind,
Soul
right?
Bind.
That actually kills so much of your team fight when you don't get that second Chain Frost.
The other thing is, if it didn't go so well early, they would have had a plan B with the Slark. Like
Yep.
a lot of their other drafts, it's if those lanes don't go well, the game's just over, basically. So
I mean, you point out the Legion in like the very start of the drafts, and makes it the second phase. Legion was a huge hero this game.
Oh yeah, Saberlight had a really
did
free
so
game.
much. Yeah.
The problem with laning against Legion right now is there's just not a lot of combos that burst him without straight up tri-laning. And even tri-lanes. Remember that time we played our tri-lane? It was like we had Jug, Tusk, Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
And it's like at some point he's just faster than you because he's going to overwhelming odds like your backline. And then he just straight up runs away from you and there's nothing like you can do about it. And killing him takes such a big commitment. You have to 3-man into this hero. And if you don't, like, if you do that, he's just going to out-level you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
well, gentlemen, that was only game 1. This is a best of 3. Anything can happen in Dota. Will North America's greatest, and only hope, in Chaos take the series 2-0, or will it go the distance? We're going to find out soon. HellRaisers, though, they're on the rope. Stick around. You're watching the Dota Summit 11. We'll be back.